everyone! YouTube Shorts is home to some of the worst content on this entire website. In fact, I'm surprised it took me this long to finally cover something from it. But here we are. Today we dive headfirst into the YouTube Shorts content farm waters in order to talk about both one of the strangest and funniest content farms I have ever seen. This is a story about Fortnite, FNAF, Sonic, Poppy Playtime, and whatever other random popular keyword you can think of. This is the tale of Built by Gamers. But first, insert another Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator lawsuit segment joke here, because today's video is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Injured but not sure where to start when looking into legal options? That's exactly what Morgan & Morgan is here for. Hiring a law firm and a lawyer is commonly seen as a long and tedious process. However, Morgan & Morgan makes it easy and allows you to submit a claim from the comfort of your own home. With Morgan & Morgan, there's no need to visit law offices and sit through timely consultations. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim and have a lawyer review your case as soon as possible. Morgan & Morgan is your 21st century law firm, modernizing the entire process to fit your busy lifestyle. You can even text your attorney and legal team throughout the entire case, when phone calls are too inconvenient. In the case of injury, making sure to get fantastic legal representation should be a high priority. You can click the link in the description below and check out Morgan & Morgan today. Thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video. Okay, before we talk about whatever this is, I should probably talk about short form content in general for a little bit. As some of you may or may not know, I actually started out making YouTube Shorts and TikToks. In fact, to this day, that stupid "Lefty is only $5" video is my most viewed video of all time. Not sure how I feel about that, but it's part of my history. Anyway, going back to look at my old YouTube Shorts, I think overall they're actually pretty good. Compared to my regular videos, they're pretty trash. But compared to the majority of actual slop being posted to YouTube Shorts every day, they hold up pretty well. Since my background is in the hellscape known as short-form content, I have a pretty good understanding of the scene and how it works. But even with that in mind, and the success I did see making short-form content, I could never hold a candle to the topic of today's video, Built by Gamers. For reference, in January of 2022, the Built by Gamers YouTube channel gained 0 subscribers. In January of 2023, the Built by Gamers YouTube channel gained over 800,000 subscribers. They gained double my subscriber count in a month. Why do I even try anymore? Oh my god. So yeah, clearly the guys behind this channel know what they're doing and understand how to game the YouTube Shorts algorithm. But enough about their success. Who are these people? Built by Gamers is run by 2 guys, Peter and Todd. They make YouTube Shorts about random trending topics, which does include a lot of mascot horror games. The interesting part about this channel is how the videos themselves are structured. We'll get into this more later, but watching a Built by Gamers video feels like you're watching 2 aliens who have been on the internet for exactly 1 year, talking about topics loosely related to popular games and movies. To be honest, I love it though. It's bottom of the barrel content for sure, but the absurdity of it all is hilarious to me. Unlike my videos on 3 Lame and Puppet Steve, there isn't much of a story to tell here. Hell, this channel only really blew up a couple months ago. So here's how we're gonna go about this. I'll talk a bit about the history of the Built by Gamers channel, or at least what history there is to talk about. And then for the remainder of the video, I'll be talking about a series of shorts I've picked out from the Built by Gamers catalog that I feel will give you all at home a good taste of what this channel has to offer. I'll be going over their use of AI, the bizarre structure of their videos, and finally, whether or not this entire YouTube channel is actually satire. In what order? Who knows? Strap in, everyone. By the end of this, you'll surely be asking,
wait, what about Boxy Boo?
Built by Gamers didn't really explode in popularity until very recently, but their history as a company actually goes back a couple years, to about 2019. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't know that, however, because they've done a pretty good job erasing their history ever since their YouTube channel started blowing up. I did just a little bit of digging around, however, and found out that Built by Gamers actually used to be a Fortnite esports team. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about Fortnite here, especially competitive Fortnite. My experience with Fortnite is playing it 2 times when the Mr. Beast skin came out because I thought it was funny, and that's it. So I won't bore you with the random Fortnite specifics that I wouldn't even understand myself. So clearly the whole running a Fortnite team thing didn't last for very long. My guess is probably just a decrease in interest in the competitive scene over the years, and maybe also oversaturation in the market. So our good pals Peter and Todd here were put in a bit of an awkward situation. They have this brand that's somewhat well known thanks to their time in the Fortnite space, but their time in said space was coming to an end. What's the next logical step for a company like this? Maybe making another team for a different, more relevant game? Maybe buying or creating a bunch of different teams for a wider variety of games? Nope, none of that. The only logical option here was to start making YouTube shorts about the backrooms. But before we get into that, a quick detour. If you were to look at the oldest YouTube shorts uploaded to the Built by Gamers channel, you would find a whole bunch of, you guessed it, Fortnite content. Is Fortnite dying? Fortnite then versus now? Stuff like that. Most of this content is nothing like the stuff they would soon go on to make. But this shows that Built by Gamers had an interest in the YouTube shorts scene even before they got their big break. Slowly but surely, they would start to upload podcast clips as YouTube shorts. Now you're probably wondering, wait, podcast? When was the podcast part of this story? And you'd be right to think that, because there is no podcast. A very popular genre of short-form content is clipped up bits and pieces of existing longer podcasts. Not only do they do very well, but they also help promote the actual longer version of the podcast, which will bring in more listeners. Built by Gamers saw this YouTube Shorts meta getting really popular and thought, yeah, that's cool, but what if we did that without actually having a podcast? And so the fake podcast was born. Why go through all the effort of making an actual podcast when you could sit down for 10 minutes and talk about backroom entities and LARP that you're on a podcast? I think one of the funniest aspects of Built by Gamers is that if the podcast was real, it would genuinely be one of the most deranged podcasts ever created. Because these fake podcast clips are pretty obviously scripted to some extent, the flow of the conversation feels super weird, and imagining an entire podcast with that flow just sounds like either a nightmare or the funniest thing ever made. Anyway, that's pretty much all the history of Built by Gamers. They continued to make the fake podcast clips and started to introduce more and more topics to the videos. At first it was pretty much just backrooms and entity content, but their new stuff ranges from FNAF to fucking Toy Story. So clearly they have their bases covered. Anyway, enough about all that history stuff. Let's laugh at some YouTube shorts. The video that started my obsession with this topic is the video I want to go over first. That being Pink's Dark Past, Rainbow Friends. I still use TikTok every now and then, even after I stopped actually uploading there ages ago. And on one fateful day, while I was mindlessly scrolling, this video was presented to me. Now I had seen other Built by Gamers videos before this, but this was the first one I watched that made me really think about what the hell was actually being said in these videos. Let's break it down. The video starts with text on screen for 2 seconds that says, Pink is real. The following video literally has nothing to do with the existence of Pink and Rainbow Friends. They actually do this a lot, where the first couple seconds will be some random statement that barely has to do with the video, but it catches your attention just enough to keep you watching to see what the hell they're on about. Then they go into a long-ass segment about teeth? And why they're scary? It's just like the most bizarre nothing segment ever, and I'm confident it's in here just to beef the runtime a bit. Like, yes, of course characters with sharp teeth are scary. I don't think kids losing them and being hard has anything to do with that. This then transitions to one of the guys talking about Pink's supposed sad backstory, where they take some random anime animation from YouTube and describe what happens in it. These weird-ass animations could probably get their own video someday, because they are bizarre as hell, and there's a lot of them. In this video, we've now gone from Pink being real, to why sharp teeth are scary, to Pink's sad backstory. Pretty much none of the topics in this video are actually related to each other, and are strung together through some very random transitions. Anyway, after all that's happened in this video, how do you think it's gonna end? Take a guess, I'll wait. Got an answer? Great, let's see how it ends.
Wait, what about Boxy Boo?
Wait, what about Boxy Boo? This might be the funniest ending to any YouTube short ever made. Like, what do you mean, what about Boxy Boo? Imagine this was a real podcast. In what world does a conversation go in this direction from the context we've already been given? But I'm hooked now. What about Boxy Boo? Why did you even bring him up? I've gotta know what's up with Boxy Boo, man. Anyway, that's pretty much the average Built by Gamers video. Take a popular topic or character and fill up a minute of runtime with random info that loosely relates to the subject. In fact, some of the talking points in these videos are so loosely related to the main topic that these guys are either doing it on purpose because it's funny, or they're getting ChatGPT to help write these. Ah yes, I should probably address the title of this video finally. Is Built by Gamers an AI-generated content farm? As we'll see in some of the videos going forward, a lot of the scripts feel AI-generated, but it's hard to tell if they actually are, or if they're just leaning into the bit really hard. However, I can promise you that AI is definitely used in some of these videos to some extent, and we'll touch more on that later. But yeah, the conversations in these podcast clips are so unnatural and alien that even if they aren't using any AI to write these, it sure as hell feels like they are. Let's move on to the next video. This one is called Project Playtime Will Get Scarier, and it's on the shorter side. But trust me, it's still as insane as the other one. This video's random, slightly unrelated starting text is "Scary games affect health." You know we're already off to a great start when the title of the video and the text that immediately shows up in said video have pretty much nothing in common. Also, hey look, it's Boxy Boo again. Lol, wait, what about Boxy Boo? Oh my god, this sucks. Okay, so like, this one is about some supposed study that went on for 5 years where some guy researched why kids like scary things. And like, I don't doubt that studies like this exist, but there's no way someone spent 5 years on it. Like, then the rest of the video actually just devolves into words. Like, what does any of this mean?
Kids love characters that are anthropomorphic.
At the what? What the?
Yeah, so like in Five Nights at Freddy or Project Playtime, the characters have human characteristics.
But that's creepier.
But it allows them to be brave in a safe environment.
So technically, scary games will get scary.
When he says, but it allows them to be brave in a safe environment, like, actually, what does this mean in the context of the video? I was gonna show a video about the FNAF movie next, but they used Living Tombstone music in the background, so, to avoid getting literally 20 million copyright claims, we're moving on. Poppy Playtime Dominates FNAF is where the conversation about AI starts to come up again. The actual video is fucking crazy like all their stuff. They talk about a potential Poppy Playtime movie as if that isn't already a thing that's happening. But what I want to focus on here is some of the imagery used. They start talking about Toy Story for like 2 seconds in this video, and instead of just using an image from an actual Toy Story movie, they use what is very clearly an AI-generated image. I mean, look at Buzz's face. My man has seen better days, trust me. So, since it's very obvious they use AI imagery in some of these videos, the idea that some of these video scripts are co-written by AI to some extent would not surprise me at all. In fact, the next video I want to bring up screams AI. But before we get to that, there's one last aspect of this video that I want to talk about. They actually break character at the end of this one.
Yeah, they're toys, not animatronic, so Poppy Playtime allows them to relive their childhood memories.
I don't remember getting attacked by stuffed animals.
Think of Toy Story. It's the toys that tap into the imagination of the audience, not just the nostalgia. I have no idea what I'm saying.
So in case you are wondering, yes, these guys are totally self-aware. Knowing that makes me like these shorts way more, because I imagine the recording sessions for these are probably fucking hilarious. Anyway, on a different note, Animatronics for Skeletons is one of the most shameless videos Built by Gamers has ever produced. The video starts off mentioning a bunch of popular mascot horror games, before then immediately spending the rest of the video on like 3D models and how they move. But don't worry, they bring it back at the end by mentioning animatronics for 1 second. This one really feels like they asked an AI to write a short video about 3D models or something, and they just added a mascot horror hook to the start and end to make people watch it. Once again, I have no solid proof they actually use AI, but this out of any video on their channel feels the most AI generated. Some of the videos definitely aren't AI generated though, such as this one called Entities Revive Plants vs. Zombies. This video features a bunch of PvZ mods that use random characters like eyes from doors, and it's just a minute straight of them pretending to react to them. There's also a cameo from John Pork in this one for some reason. Good content.
Oink, 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 oink.
My favorite aspect of this one is the framing of the video. They're talking about these mods as if they should be officially added to Plants vs. Zombies, and the idea of that is really funny. Yeah, PvZ is cool and all, but you know what it's missing? Bendy pea shooter that shoots wrenches instead of balls of ink for some reason. Dude, you had one job, what the?
But why not ink?
Dude, wait, that's actually a good idea.
I don't have much left to say about these guys, so we'll end it off with one final video. Recently, Built by Gamers has started uploading normal YouTube videos that are essentially just widescreen versions of their shorts. We'll take a look at one of these to end things off. Garten of Banban, the newest anime, once again features those weird anime animation things based on mascot horror games. Like I said earlier, these could get their own video someday, so I won't bother spending too much time talking about it. But what I do want to talk about is this thing. So Garten of Banban fan characters have kind of become a massive thing in the last couple months, and now content farm channels keep making new fake characters so they can upload more Banban content. The one featured in this video is called Slinky Bear, and I just love the fact that they talk about him as if he's a real Banban character. I don't even blame them, to be honest. If you barely keep up with Banban stuff, you'd probably think most of these fake characters are real. Hell, if you look at any bootleg plush listings for Banban characters, 90% of them are fake. Also, they say in this video that Banban started development before Poppy Playtime. Okay, buddy, good one. And that is where I will throw in the towel and wrap up this video. Built by Gamers is an interesting look into the current state of content farms and what videos are popular in the current YouTube era. And as funny as they can be, it's a little concerning. Only a little. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Tune in next time to see me talk about some other random YouTube slop. I've been yeah, and I'll see you all next time.
Wait, what about Boxy Boo?